Hello, everyone. It's the commander in the hot seat today.
Ah!
Give him.
Whew!
He's got the con. He's in charge here.
Okay, it's cooler now. It tells me a hot seat. God, it's weird. A cool seat. Hot seat. Gosh. That's good.
You guys have already seen. You guys have already seen my rankings for ships that you guys picked. Now it's time for the commander to do the same. Did you copy my list so that we can compare?
I don't. Yeah, I don't tend to. It's just the one above.
Okay.
I don't tend to kill. That's why we have very slow slides. Because we've got like 59 slides of a lot of pictures, so it's clearly bogged down a bit by excessive use.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair. All right. Well, we can compare them later at the end, maybe. So.
Yeah.
But yes. Welcome back. Excellent.
Yeah, it will be different. Hopefully, I'll put in some different ones. I like alien ships too, just so you know, because your list is predominantly Federation, which is
I noticed, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't as we were doing it, but I can buy it. People like Federation things, which is fine.
As you guys know, you guys get to pick. So you super chat in, pick the ship, he'll rank it.
Yeah.
And we'll see how wrong he is. What? You're not wrong.
Today. I'm going to start sharing. See you in a second.
Okay. It tells me that lets me to tell you guys to hit subscribe, make sure you're notified, do all the things you need to do, hit that like button, do stuff. You know the routine, guys. There's a join button down there. You can click that, see what it is to join the channel, or you can head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. There's another way to support. It all means the world to us and helps us immensely. So if you can, please do. And yeah, super chat in with your thoughts. Any ships you guys want him to rank, he will talk about them and rank them. And I'll just sit here and make fun of him, which is always the best part. But anyway, yes. So do the things, hit the links down below as well. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. So get yourself some cool Trekyards merch or other merch of really sci-fi stuff. TeePublic has some great stuff. So does Teespring. I think TeePublic's a little bit better. So try that. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes from there. We got 2 super chats in already, so that's awesome. But hit that like button. 16 people here, 13 likes. Let's get those likes up. Probably hit 20. So hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And let's see how wrong the commander can be in picking or ranking ships. Because yeah, I've already had my say the other day, so now it's his turn, and should be quite interesting, I'm sure, especially at the end to compare them a little bit and see. So hopefully there's some of those same ships, but they don't have to be. So
yeah, obviously someone could be annoying and go back to last week's video and just look at the list, but all think fresh and think new, and you might surprise some people. I might surprise myself. We've never done specifically this, and whenever we compromise is always level discussion. So this is pure reaction. Yeah. Just gonna do classics first.
Yes, I'll read it now.
Yeah,
it's Olivia's birthday today. She can't be here today though, so she's not going to see it. Classic. She'll be here tomorrow, and then she picked the topic for tomorrow's live, which is going to be more ship, holodeck ship creations, if you will. So, but classic for real, $5. I know we're ranking ships, but $5 for a ChatGPT birthday card to Olivia. Come on, she's been a bigger part of this channel at least more than me.
A lot longer anyway.
She's been around. Yeah, I've been around a long time. So I'll send her the picture that we generate here today.
Yeah,
she can see it right away. Classic, but thank you for thinking of others. That's awesome.
What a cute way to start. Yeah. All right. Oh, I'll do a poll as well.
Okay. And I'll read Aussies while you're thinking. Remember, for 63 months at the rank of Admiral, Time for fish and chips and beer. Ah, indeed. All right. So we'll get going here in just a second, but when the poll comes up, make sure you vote on it. Like I said, hit the like button. 20 of you here and 13 likes. We can easily get to 20, no problem. So if you're just joining us, hit the like button. And let's see what the commander thinks of some of these ships that you guys are going to mention. So the poll is up. Is Sam biased in his Trek ship picks, or is he fair and unbiased overall? Fair or biased even a little bit?
I don't know exactly what I'm asking, but I'm interested in results,
either.
if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Do I basically have a good sense of what's good or not, I suppose? Yes.
Dan Van says we have to send one that is one of our favorites. No, you can pick any ship, whether you like it or not. If you hate it, throw it up and see where he ranks. He might rank in an S, and then you can be like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, anything, any alien race, canon, not canon. You know, where is the pantheon? Put them all together. Because, like I said, it's always different when you're in it, when we have, therefore, varied placements, which means the contrast factor is also skewed slightly towards the team of us, which is fine. That's the job of that role. But when it's just one of us, the contrast is our own contrast. Versus, you know, if you sneak up to an A, I'll forget that an hour later, and it'll therefore get in the process that the brain knows. Yeah, and I guess you can include fan film ships. You know, include. Yeah, there are things to include, guys. It's up to you, obviously. But just Trek. I'm sure we'll do a non-Trek versions at some point as well, where Olivia can put her truck,
for sure,
truck in, and her. You guys can put. See, I bet for the non-Trek, you'll give me like 12 Star Wars, 12 Star Wars, 12 Stargate. You'll give Stuart just like Gundam. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's the same thing but white. Same thing but grey. Something.
No.
Great.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic.
Is the signal a little bit shit?
You are going out a little bit, yeah. I hope you're okay, Stuart. I hope you're okay.
Indeed. Not much I can do about the signal, unfortunately. So, I'm doing my best here.
Can you hear me okay, at least?
Again, you're perfect on my end, so I don't know what the signal issue is at all.
Don't know. Well, let's get going. Let's see what happens, and let's see how they judge or not judge. All we can do is try.
Do you have Olivia's birthday card ready yet?
Oh, you're waiting for that. I didn't know you were waiting for that. Yes, I do. It hasn't quite made a card.
I'll throw it in tomorrow.
Do you want me to send it on the chat, or am I showing it or not?
Oh, show it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. For Bam.
And we'll show it again tomorrow when she's actually here.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
I said a fleet.
That's interesting ships there too.
Yeah, the bottom is so the premonition. Like just style.
Yeah.
But that's I've done a lot of brain thinking there when it comes to AI. I did a lot of oh yeah, I'll design 6 new ships. Oh that's normal. Like what? I love it. Cool.
All right. So moving on, no Mark Lawrence, $5, shooting for an S.
Ooh.
The Prometheus class.
Ah.
Where is the Prometheus class? It's on here somewhere.
Prometheus. Now
I gotta look through all these little pictures.
You do. Easier than Googling, Stuart. Easier than Googling.
Not really. Not really.
Now, am I judging?
Too many there to look through. It's like.
Well, I can delete them in Google if you want. It's up to you how you approach it.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
So is this personal? What am I criterion here? Personal preference. Okay, so Prometheus is just an aesthetically very pleasing ship. It flows really well. It's sort of simpler than a lot of the other ships in terms of its hull because they don't have as much time to do detailing. It's not perfect. If you look at the nacelles, are a bit odd. The deflector's a bit odd. You know, there are oddities, but it's definitely a more than some of its parts kind of ship in a wonderful episode. You know, it's everything put together, right? The episode is wonderful, the performance is wonderful, the scenario is wonderful, the crossover is wonderful. That all elevates the overall sort of feelings of it. Design wise, yeah, it's very strong, not perfect. I mean, I've got to give some credit to the fact there's actually 3 designs in one, because the Prometheus is actually 3 parts, and they're all actually quite nice. One is very good. I'd give it a solid mid A to low A, and contrast might push it down, because it's just a really, like, it is exactly what Rick tried to do, the most advanced looking battleship type of its time, while still being Starfleet and not just being pew pew. It does everything it sets out to do very well. So mid to low A.
Cool.
I think Tobias is a little bit nicer.
Are you gonna put it in mid to low A, or do you want me to do that?
You did. Or did I do it for you? Who did it last time?
I did it for me. I was setting them up myself, but okay, I'll do it for you because you're.
Yeah, I can put them in as long as you put them in. That's fine. Just need a second slide screen. That's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess you can set the next one up. That's
cool.
All
Cool.
Good.
Cool.
All right. So non-Ness. Who put money on that, and who was wrong?
Don't know. Is there anything about it you don't like?
Well, like I said, the nacelle design isn't perfect. Some of the details are lackluster because they didn't have enough time. And they had to build 3 ships fully detailed, so not one of the models is particularly good. Had it been just that single, it wouldn't have the detail. So it's missing a few things. And that,
Fair.
so if I was doing a hero version for Trek shorts, like without devices, I would do a few things to sort of make sure everything was there. But I'm not going to hold that against the design. The design would have had that had they had whatever, yeah.
All right. Well, next up we got Schmo Buddy with $5. The Aeros shuttle. Never given a proper introduction. I feel robbed. You?
Aeros shuttle is very good. It's that great sort of boxiness that is sort of still elegant. So it's an odd dichotomy of it's nice, but also it's trying to do something specific. Having boxy makes sense because it's trying to fit into another ship. You don't want to have sleek curves or it's wasting space, so it makes sense. I like that. And it makes a lot of sense of the runabout cockpit. So again, that makes total sense. It would be more aerodynamic if it was actually, not the 90s and they were actually doing into atmosphere kind of stuff. That would, but if they've cracked the code and this is a good version, yeah. And the fact that we actually have these renders of the team made it is awesome. Should it be a bit sleeker? Yes. But then it also benefits from being that sort of sleek minimalism versus just agreeably filled. So it kind of, it kind of works. But I would love to see Rick do a proper runabout level detailed sketch on this. Is it a bit basic? Yes. Is that going to hold against it? Yes. Is it sleek? Mostly. But, there's a lot of the nicer ships, obviously. I'd say mid-C. I will move it. As you,
Sure.
Yeah, mid-C. It's nice, but it's you can write home about it in terms of the story, but it doesn't quite zeitgeist the way it could.
Do you feel robbed for not having seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But I would have not sacrificed it for the Delta Flyer because the Delta Flyer is better. So, because there's like new
I wouldn't say better. I'd say different.
No, I'd say better. Both the interiors are better because I just used the runabout. Not an interesting interior, and I think everything about the Delta Flyer, and it also can do more. This is an old ship. The Delta Flyer is very advanced, so you could get away with more. This thing could easily been destroyed in the series, and we thought, oh yeah, of course it would be. Whereas Delta Flyer is designed with Borg tech, so I'd say both, or just Delta Flyer, but not replacing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with you. I wish they would have used it and maybe had it destroyed and then have to build the Delta Flyer and put in like the blank that they had underneath.
But that's cool. Both then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dan Ben, £2. USS Lantry. We're going for $5 at least, but that's all right, Dan. We'll throw
now
that
you know. Because that helps us do. It's funny, isn't it? They just unscrew the roll bar. Done. It's like what?
Yep.
There you go. How long? I bet some guy got paid like a salary for that. Oh. High B, which I'm moving, I think, yeah, because the Reliant is a little bit better because it does a bit more. Because Reliant's just classic and great. I know.
Interesting. Okay, well.
So I got to forward think to Miranda. So I got to.
Do you prefer the Miranda with the roll bar?
Yeah.
Obviously, it feels more complete.
Yeah, I mean, this is very good. It works really well without, but the fact that it does a bit more three-dimensionality adds is better. But it, you know, so I'd say they're on the line between the two grades because it's yeah. That's a tricky one.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well. Yeah, move it where you see fit. Oh, you already did. Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. Classic for real, $15.
Oof.
You each pick what you think is the worst facet design. That round fucking ball thing that we had the other day. I don't even know what it's called. But also the Sombra class. But the Triangulum Studios version, which I could not find anywhere. So
I'm gonna Google faster ships if I can find something I don't like, because that's what I've been asked about. Because I can't think of it off the top of my head, because I'm asking for worst. There's lots of there's lots of not great, but worst is different to not great.
Yeah, I mean, I took a look and I can't. There's nothing that's really popping out as. I don't know what to pick. I still think the ball ship, whatever the hell it was. But
neither is faster that Googleable. There isn't just like there's like a full list of everything.
Yeah.
I've grown to like so many of them.
Not a fair question, classic for real.
You gotta give specificity. I mean, I can not do what you just asked and give one I like. Does that count? Is that the same?
I guess.
And is that a real one? Is that Lenthal a real class? Have you heard the Lenthal class?
It's not showing up on my screen yet. If you have it.
No, I'm just saying conceptually.
Oh, okay.
If you're like, oh, that's a ship I knew.
Possibly.
Because it's pretty terrible.
Oh.
Okay, I'll do this then, because it's it ain't good. And you're just trying to stack the deck. Okay, there's a Lenthal. It's just you know, it's just Northampton, but with a bad secondary hull bulk vibe that has no flow.
Yeah.
That's just bad. That's just keep shoving other details from the other ships. Hey, new ship. But it's
Pretty
like,
much.
but even if the era is all about kit bashing, there'll be some reason for these things, and you get that. So I will give that an F, because I was asked to give a bad one. Right, do you have one that you don't like that you can make me review then?
The Fenland monitor ship.
Okay, I'm excited to see that.
Well, it's the ball one.
Okay, where's that?
Right here.
Oh, Jesus Christ, oh, buddy. There might not be that many Fs. It might be fine for F. Who knows? Who knows?
This fucking thing. It's
oh.
I mean, it works for what it is, monitor ship and all that, and older tech, but yeah, design wise, it's just not there, you know.
Oi. I mean, it's less bad than the F, but the bar is so low, right? At least I can buy this as a ship. Like, a dumb ship, but a ship that they have no time, no money, no resources, less to convert a space frame that we've got lying around. Yeah, I can see that, as dumb as it is, versus let's just design all things, all drugs, this. But I think it's got to be an F as well, because it has it screams of, look, it's 427. I gotta leave at 450. I'll pencil you something. Won't be very good. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, just we just need another ship. Okay, great. Print it. You know what I mean? Screams that.
I think somebody probably made a joke. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a Death Star in Star Trek?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
And you could totally
much smaller.
And you could totally make a deadless ball ship without the nacelles and a hole. You integrate some warp nacelles. Like, it could be dumb but interesting. This is neither. Well, it's dumb, but
yeah. And Classic said, since you can't find the Triangulum Sombra class, to just pick one. You pick a ship.
Which one of us pick a ship?
You.
Oh, me. Oh,
this is your choice.
Oh, shit. Of anything? Oh, goodness. I'm going to do this. What did I pick? Oh, Enterprise F. Okay. I didn't look.
Interested to hear your thoughts on it, though.
Yeah, Odyssey. It's funny, but in the world of we've got further afield, because for a long time Nemesis happened, and then everyone who's a fan designed like sovereign progression ships, and then JJ took over, and then we had another skew, and then the new Trek happened, and then everyone started fucking skewing everywhere. So now there's no consistency between, like, Protostar is such a badged Federation starship. If you look at the literal lineage that started at TNG onwards, it doesn't fit in whatsoever, but it's not trying to. Lamar doesn't. None of them do, because now we're doing whatever you want. This ship is like one of the last bastions of, it's the E but progressed, and they've kept that throughout the years. That's why it fits into Picard's works. It is exactly as it says on the tin. Does it have some problems? Yes, but a lot of those are probably because it's just bloody giant. And Thomas Moroni knows the shit really well, so when he did the final version, the Picard version, which is the Picard version, there's a lot of everything, because there has to be. It's a big ship. But it keeps true to Adam's original design. It's too big. That's just a me thing. Like, it's hard to appreciate if it's that big. The D is so big, but you kind of get it. This is just big. And the cells are nice, but a bit too organic looking. I've never not been a fan of the two necks. They're fine. It's just a different choice, right? What does it do structurally? Not sure, but potentially you could argue that whoever did this ship, they took Cuban writer. They took the idea of as in those that designed this ship, maybe as an in-universe. Maybe they said, hey, that thing that happened to the Enterprise D where it had to source separate and everyone lived? Let's make that more easy to do, because that might be useful. So 2 necks with less connection points, or like thinner, that might be easier. So that I could see being But it is too busy and too big, and I've done a couple of shots with her, and I've never been super happy with any of them. Yeah. Like, I'd love to see this redone by Rick, but I'd love to see this exact concept done by Rick in the 90s. How he would bring it back down to, like, achievable, either by miniature or whatever. Oh, I'm between us being a C, because the Miranda has a more elegant simplicity, beauty to it. But that sort of feels harsh, because that version is like done in 5 minutes. This was done over like 10 years. So I guess a B, although I'm not, not particularly thrilling B. Because there are a lot of better ships, and also I want to leave leeway to give some S's, because there's a big jump between B and A.
I can't help you make decisions.
No, I know.
I can't help you make decisions today, so.
What do you think of my rational?
Usually when you say that kind of thing, it's like B or C.
I know, I'm cueing you, but can't you? It's like I'm throwing you a catch ball, just letting it drop each time. It's like, nope.
Yeah, no, it's not going to help. I mean, I might on some that I feel really strongly about, but
how is that logic? How do you feel about
yeah,
that?
I think B is fair. I think B is fair on that one.
Like, it's kind of like the lowercase J. People love it or hate it, but both extremes are less. They either decently like it or decently don't like it. There's not too much either. With a J, you either love it or you hate it. Yeah. Cool. Okay, there you go. And I did pick that randomly. Oh, sure.
Okay. All right, next up we got Schmobuddy, $5. Wave Rider shuttle on Nova class Equinox, nearly completely forgotten. A few different extrapolations out there. I like the one with the Defiant style in the cells.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
I couldn't find the fucking Wave Rider, which is weird because I know what it looks like, but I couldn't find a picture of it.
Hmm.
Let's see, hold on.
I mean, there's no design, right? So there is only concept fan designs. There is a shape,
Oh, well, there we go.
but it's only,
Yeah.
anything is just conceptual.
What if yeah, I'll pick this one, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the extrapolated ones are pretty good.
Well, it's a good blank canvas.
I do like the shape. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. What?
More like it's more like an X-plane.
Or
like a 6th generation fighter.
I mean, great choice, but that's just a Type 11 with a shell. I mean, hey, well, if you haven't got a shuttle bay and Type 11,
it's got Aeros shuttle component. It's got Aeros shuttle components on the wings there, so I kind of like that.
For sure, but that's like the most creatively uncreative thing you could possibly do. I think it's been extended, so it's not. Yeah, pretty sure it's a little bit longer. They've just stretched it. But does the Type 11 come out, or they literally just built a frame around the Type 11? Oh, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, different version of it with more functionality, maybe.
I mean, hey, it's a great shuttle, but then, wow, that blew my mind a bit. And it's funny because they could just have like designed hull.
Yeah, I'll pull in the one with the Defiant.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pull in the one with the Defiant nacelles because somebody's saying they like that one better.
Yeah, that's really interesting though. I've never thought of putting a shuttle inside a docking zone so that it kind of has more functionality.
All right, so here's the one with the Defiant-like nacelles.
Okay. Yeah, that feels more like a combination of.
It feels better.
Yeah, it's more like the Peregrine meets Chaffee. Yeah, I mean, it feels more logical. It's a lot sleeker than the Aeroshell, which the Nova's older, so it wouldn't be, but also they had no time, therefore it could be. But yeah, the logic of the nacelles works really well. Although this would make it.
I'll get rid of the first one. Sorry, so I'll get rid of the first one. Just do this.
Yeah. This one also feels a lot smaller. Feels like Type 9 size, which if it was, that would also make sense. I'd want to reuse set. So based on that as a cockpit. Because that's Type 11 is a big shell to fit in the Nova. That would be like the whole floor, like a lot. This feels more appropriate. I mean, it's sexier than the Aero Shuttle. Does that make it better? But has it any flaws even? Because it's pretty nice. I can imagine that there's like almost like a pop-out door. So I can imagine it's a bit more cramped and you kind of like move around some stuff and get out because it's a it's a yacht. It's something different. Oh, I would give that genuinely a very low B. I think that is pretty well designed. Damn. Good curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool looking ship too. I like it. All right. Whoa, dude, don't do that. Hold on. Sorry.
Crazy.
Just made a mistake. There we
Crazy.
go. All right.
Oh, hello, John. You are new here. Hello, new here, John. We are Trekyards. We've looking at ships and tech and episodes for 10 years, 11 years now, give or take. We've managed to do a weekly ship release for literally 10 years. So 52 weeks in a year for 10 years. And we did 3 a week at one point. So we've done at least 2,000, yes, I'm serious, ship video releases. We've been there for a long time. People have told me since they were like teens watching us, which is horrifying. But yes, been here a while. Hello.
All right, next up we got Saber-Tooth Raptor. A member for 3 months. It says the Archangel, the Sovereign X, or the 3.0 Sovereign, which is best?
Okay, well, you
Hold
can
on.
interpret that however you want.
I could not find the Archangel. Here's the Sovereign X.
Sovereign X.
And here is the Sovereign 3.0.
Is it extreme?
Which I don't understand the difference. No. There. This is just like green nacelles and green impulse engines. But I can't find an Archangel, so I don't know what you mean by that. He's going to take a look. I'm going to tell you guys to hit like. 44 people here and 27 likes, guys. Hit the like button. Let's get up to 50. Should be no problem at all. John, you're new here. Hit the like button.
Yeah.
Right. Says I like the Klingon Warbird cloaked ship.
We all do. There are many. So yeah, I do recognize the X. Get ourselves a Bridge Commander mod.
Which I think is epic, but you know I would say that.
Yes. And the other one is a Borgified recolor with a lot of retexturing. So already I would give the Nemesis version of the E lower marks because I do not like the paint scheme. While it is petty, if the design is so little changed, then of course the things that have changed you've got to take into account. So this looks like significantly worse Sovereign for all the reasons you could say. All the colours don't work for the Federation, and it looks messy and busy and blockier. Even though the design's the same, the actual paint looks bad. So I guess I'll give
Found the Archangel. I'll throw it.
Oh gosh, it's 3.
So you can compare it.
Wow. Or am I picking one of these to review?
Well, you just could pick the worst one.
Ah, okay. Cool.
I want you to pick which one is the worst of these, I guess.
Okay. Oh. It's got blue paint like the ship in Picard Season 3, the small one called the Aeros. There you go. No, I kind of like the blue. I would say the 3.0 is the worst.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I sense logic behind the blue, but not a lot of logic. And the Dreadnought's what's fine. You know, it's kit bashy. It's let's add more tech, which is fine. I think I see some torpedoes at the edge of that also. So if I have to get rid of those, I would say for points of which you're kind of diminishing design, I'm going to give this a D out of mild. You know, it's so much a worse E that you're losing points because of that. Like, I like the look of the Air Shuttle more than this version, and therefore that's why, even if the design of the E is better, I like this version. It looks much worse than the Air Shuttle. Damn.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Fair enough. And Classic for Real throws in $10 and says, Sam, I DM'd you on Discord a link to Triangulum Sombra. Also, how can I forget the rainforest ship?
You can't.
I'm tapped out for the rest of the month. Oh.
You can't. It's illegal.
I'll put up the rainforest. Oh, you got it.
Sombra.
Okay.
Yes. Is a B. It's the blue based thing. I don't think the source was that blue in the movie, but it was their version. STO, but some changes.
Also, is it the same size as a Connie? Because if so, why is it a Sombra class? What makes it different?
Because it's a Sombra class. Sombra class is a Connie with go faster stripes that don't make it go faster. Just don't get us started on that. There's so little they had to do to make that different. I mean, it's not a the thing is, if we're technically going by this render, then the paneling is much more subtle, like a TOS Connie. So it doesn't look as dirty as a TM. Like, you can make the original Trekyards Enterprise look dirty based on the shot you use. It's very shot dependent. This is not that, so that actually gives it points. But it's also poorly lit because the shadows aren't working properly here. You can tell. Oh, I got C. Yeah, C. Stuff in B is nicer to me. Yeah.
Classic Trails Triangulum says it's a Connie with the M4.
Still a C.
Interesting. Cool. And then the rainforest ship. I want to hear all your professional thoughts on the rainforest ship.
Yeah, nice enough.
And hit the like button, guys.
No, please go ahead.
I said hit the like button, guys. Well, there we go. Anyway, good.
Good job. Well done. Very important. Yeah, I mean, the sad irony is I get it. Right? And it's quite an attractive looking rainforest in a ship. And, you know, so I would totally want to, not serve, that's the wrong word, but, you know, have a holiday, ever go for a walk in the park, in the rainforest ship. It'd be interesting to see how the Model 3 model looks in flat lighting, because it's so marred by the fact it's just in this blue void, like that like it's like a diamond ring for weddings, right? Like, it looks sparkly in a display box, but inside on the couch it's just a flat white ring, right? It does not have the same effect. This is doing stuff to make it look more cool, whereas if on you know, normal day to day, you know, on there's just flat, then, you know what I mean? So yeah. But it's also just a little open space with trees and it's between B and a D, a C and a D, sorry. No, I'm gonna go C because it does a unique thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not a respectful C, but D is like a negative mark ranking. C is well, it's medium, right? Oh dear. Deary me. Hey, IRO.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
You don't
Matt Yarrington,
you don't realize how much
$5.
you don't realize how much you have to think about stuff, do you, when you do this? You've really got to like think.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All right. So Matt Yarrington, $5. The Krakatoa class starship. Not only an amazing, faithful, yet original fan design, in my opinion, but also a gorgeous model and great community behind it.
Okay.
Yes, there it is.
I do not know this one.
I'll get you another view of it.
Oh.
So that's the classic 3/4 view that we like looking at.
Oh. Oh,
I really hate
yes.
how slow slides is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the guy that did my recent, for your film, the graphics, the new LCAR's display graphics, I think he's the guy that uses this for his fan film. He did a really tremendous animation where they're in like a work bay or a shuttle and he flies into the top bay, and it's like, he said it took 3.5 weeks to make the 1 minute. And I'm like, yes, I can see that. Because it's really elaborate. It's just a one shot. That's a really, send you that. It's a really impressive sequence. He sent it to me like the weekend after he made it. I'm like, yeah, I saw it. Yep, came off my feed. Thought it was really good. This one's tricky because it is boring in the sense it was just a Connie plus. But it's doing something unique, which is, I gotta kill you. With style, right? 4 forward, 4 off torpedoes is incredibly excessive, but therefore it's a warship.
Yes.
I do quite well. So it's a attack ship. It's not really a warship. I do like the double, or I do like the aft bay and then the aft pylon bay with the blue lines. That's actually quite a nice like try, whatever that is. I've always quite liked the nacelles connected to the underbit, and they're thicker nacelles if I'm right, Stuart. They have almost like a
They do look beefier, yeah.
like almost like the Shangri-La. They're not the same. They feel the same, but they're not quite. Yeah, I mean, this is you would not be, you could see this in Star Trek 5 or 6. This be attacked by the 6th bird of prey, and you're like, oh yeah. Is it elegant and beautiful? No. Does it look functional? Yes. Is it logical? Yes. Would I have done a few things? Yeah. I probably would have extended the. Not that you're asking us what I'd do, but I probably would. If you make it more different, I would have extended the bridge module back into the neck and just get rid of the impulse crystal and do it somewhere else and just do an integration there, so people could almost like take turf right into the gun area. I want to go down and out. I'll just go little things like that, right? But yeah, pretty nice. I think I'd give it a C for gentle creativity, but it's still a relatively low effort kit bash with a bit of flair, but very respectful C. If I was looking for a fight level, I'd be a high B, as in be right back. Yeah, it would do a few pew-pews, I think.
Be right back. It's funny.
Thanks.
All right. Next up is Saber-Tooth Raptor, Rate Johnny's Concept Enterprise NX-01, and this STO 23rd Century Refit NX class. Well, we can only do one, so we'll do the concept one.
So we'll put 5 more in because it funds the channel, and we can do another one. Up to you guys. I like going in different steers as well, Stuart. This is nice. People think I'm going to do different things. I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting the choices they're making for you as opposed to me.
And that's John Eves' NX-01 concept that was quite original, but also not at all. For the although he did quite a lot of stuff on the Doug's NX as well. He worked on both. And while you find that, the poll is 48 votes. Is Sam biased for his Trek ship?
It's already in there.
I'll wait for it to catch up then. There we go. Wow, that is okay then. That's slow.
Yeah, that's been in there a long time, and it took that long. Wow.
Yeah, no, this is a really great. I mean, this should have been the NX-01. This is a far more interesting design.
Yeah.
It's both more boring because it's just a Connie, but also it's a really interesting Connie that's bulky and big and simple and fucking the slits and the fucking always do the fucking. And you've got to wonder how much of this do you just steal for his own Connie, Because but it isn't really. This is definitely more prime. Eves. Well, that said, of course, the well, you guys know what it looks like. The bridge dome is too much the E. I don't know why he went so. Why is it that advanced looking? Like, sadly, without many changes, this could easily be a Connie 4 in the Picard era. It has those sort of hard retro lines. It's like, oh yeah, they want to make an NX version of the Connie. We'll call it the Connie 4. And it's like, oh, great. Super. But no, it would have been a much more interesting NX, NX-01. Although even the back of the shuttle bay is basically just the Strange Worlds Enterprise. With a good front view, though.
Yeah.
The source is a bit too wide, possibly. The side view is really sleek. They keep with the overly sleek saucer, but again, it kind of works. Yeah, this is a really solid design. Right, I'll strip the image down.
Kind of has from the side. Yeah, from the side it kind of has Vengeance vibes. I don't know why the squishing of the ship is a thing John wants to do, because even the front view is very squished. I like it. I think it should have been the NX-01, but here we are.
Here we are. I would give this a B, actually. I think it's actually rather good. And it's like I say, right, one of John's last sort of Federation style, like classic brain state ships, because then there's not that many Federation ships in NX, is what I'm saying. And then he got corrupted by JJ, and then bound to happen, right? But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. Cool.
All right. Next up, we've got Brett Dean.
Hi, Brett.
Hunter G's Constitution class.
Okay. Oh, I was also doing the poll while that wave had come up. 62% say I'm fair, and 38 people say biased. Interesting. So vote now. 50 votes. I'd love to see a few more. Would be great. Okay. We have looked at this before, kind of. See, it's very pretty, but it reads too much as the Connie, if that makes sense. Oh
Yes, it's a Connie with refinements.
was it? Yeah, it's a Connie with 2001 meets Lost in Space, just like a bit more flair, but like not that much. I mean, I start with the classic Connie more. Start the refit more. If this had been the Stranger Worlds Enterprise, the nacelle spires to be the one. This would have been a very cool Stranger Worlds Enterprise. I mean, do you not think this would be universal acclaim if this is a Stranger Worlds Enterprise?
Say it again.
Do you not think this would get universal acclaim if it was a Stranger Worlds Enterprise?
Yes, absolutely. Should have been something like this. Should have been the Strange Worlds Enterprise, 100%.
Because it looks super more modern, but even like the texturing, it's got a little bit of refit, but it's almost entirely Connie. So it's doing the job better, right? Yeah, this has been much. I mean, the deflector's anything I don't like. Too many grills, doesn't need that. It feels wasted space. I'll just keep that really clean. And the bridge dome, the way it angles in, doesn't sit right with me. It's too hard at this line.
Yeah.
But, you know. But it's pretty. But it's also not that interesting. But it's pretty, right? Although, boy, if this had been the JJ09 Enterprise, you would have fucking lost it in the cinema. You know, you'd be just like ropes and ropes of confetti.
Yep. Yep. Standing applause. Yep. Absolutely.
You'd not want it for it to be blown up. And once again, I feel like I'm between B and a C because it's not that creative, but it also is. It's both so hard. Okay, I'll go B for pretty. I'll go B for pretty.
Interesting.
Yeah, God, that's tricky. Because it's got no creativity points, right? Ships aren't just pretty; they got to do more. They got to be more. Which is why, in original Trek we had evolution between the different ships, and that was fun. The B wasn't just Excelsior; that kind of was. The B wasn't just the A. Like these were different ships evolving. They had different flair. They weren't just a Connie, but no, there were more. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Anthony with $5. STO's Chekov class.
Wow. I've vaguely seen this before. It's a chunky boy.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it.
Neither do I.
Like a kind of. I mean, like's the wrong word, but I appreciate the use of the Enterprise D style aft saucer shuttle bay shape combined with pontoon to kind of be a progressive shape that I see logic through. And the cells are weird, but in a good way. They have sort of flow to them. I wonder what the hell the purpose is, because to have that weird a shape...
Science ship. It's a science ship.
Right.
That I know.
Which is funny, because Chekov's not a science officer, so you'd think it'd be a tactical ship or a, security ship, if you're going logic of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's missing phaser strips, I'd say. I would have done another 2, but that's just me. Yeah, I mean, it's, it's like you'd have in like an animated cartoon if you were doing like, look, we designed a ship that's a bit different. Is it sexy? No, it's not trying to be a cartoon ship. All for kids. But it's still faithful, right? Like, that's the logic. But when STO's made 4,444 ships, fine, just keep doing different shapes. I've been interested to see the bottom view, but I'll be fine with this one. So I can guess.
It's got like a secondary hull on it.
I think I would like it if it didn't, so it'd be even more sleek. And very aggressive blue bits on the paneling in the back. Don't know why. It's almost like a fin.
I don't think this is the STO. I was going to say, I got a picture of the side of it so you can kind of see.
Yeah, go.
But I don't think it's the STO version.
Oh no, that's not the. That's a different ship.
No,
That's a
okay.
Wall 359 ship.
Coming up as Chekov class. So,
No, it's.
oh, that's because that's what it was. USS Chekov. Yeah.
I mean, yes. See, it's fine enough. It again. It's not trying to look sexy, so it kind of doesn't get those points. Pretty good, but you know, it makes you appreciate the galaxy even more. You know, that can make
Yeah.
these big.
There's the orthos.
Ooh. Uh, wait for them to. Oh yeah. Okay. I
I like
appreciate.
the front and back views.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, the front views was also what was grabbing me. Yeah, Oberth vibes, because why not? I mean, it's funny because it is not as sleek as I thought, but by doing that very specific way, it maintains the sleekness. Yeah, it's so faithful yet so weird, which is an achievement, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'd still say C
Still
though.
gonna put it. Yeah. See. Okay.
Yeah, still, you know, all respect, but not my favorite, which I think is a fair thing. I've had no other enterprises, no big. Had so many more ships to look at. My goodness.
Well, the next one is Darren Wagner class USS
Ah.
Appalachia. From First Contact. I like ugly ships, but if they're ugly for a reason.
Ugly for a reason.
It should be in there now. Sorry if there's any delay. I don't know what's going on. You know what the steamer looks like.
I do. Yeah, it's I mean, it does the thing you don't like, which is the facades near the bridge, but also it might factor that in by having a giant hull in between. So it kind of, yeah, I've done a little bit of work with the ship, not a ton. I think the source is quite nice, all in, all things considered. The fact that it becomes these flat, sort of lifeless pylons, and then the most underwhelming box of a deflector dish is weird.
Yeah.
And so it's the most interesting curve and the most boring flat back. It's a weird dichotomy. Like if you were to take this saucer and actually give it the normal treatment of stationary hull and sort of, you know, all the things, you could probably make a more interesting ship out of it. But, you know, that's it's meant to be different. And also, if there was implied detail, I said, of course, it was only built very low res. If there was implied detail that the pylons connecting to the deflector could make the thing do this, go up, and they could land flat, then I'd really like it as a designated landing craft, which is rare for Starfleet ships. That'd be good, but the way it is, you know, it's like, I mean, you can kind of do that with legs, but you know, I think that'd be an interesting way of doing it. But it has got a charm, at least in one or two views. Other views, it has a decided lack of charm. But you know, it was different. It was unique.
I would probably personally give it a D, but that's me.
Yeah, but the Sovereign with the paint's uglier. It ruins the Sovereign. Oh dear. Because I like it more than the STO one we just looked at. It's less busy. Yeah, I guess C again, but they're all for different reasons, right? They're all distinctly different in why. Ah, that's interesting. Guys, where are my A's or my S's? You know, like I'm waiting for some.
Well, I'll throw one in for you.
Oh.
I want to see where you place it.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell everybody to hit the like button
Yes.
first. Hit the like button, guys. Get those likes up to 50 if we can. And yeah, bring the ships you want him to talk about. All right, so here's the one I'm bringing in.
Ah.
The Horizon class.
Yeah, this is a problem though, because the Foley is a lot of TOS stuff. There's a lot of new stuff that had more hand in designing, so I had to get it more pin perfect. I had a lot more passes with my design. You possibly did. I don't know.
So he's gonna say yes. That's what he's saying.
Well, I'm gonna say I'm less harsh on it because I had more of a. If I had more input, I think yours got changed a bit over time, whereas I, kept it very much what I wanted after Rick took it and. Yeah, I mean, Horizon is a Federation-y version of the Dauntless. It's a less sleek version of Prometheus, but it's also got all the hero stuff that was missing. A lot of the reasons for stuff, like the giant impulse engines, are all on purpose. I've always absolutely adored the winglets that Rick did. Originally, he drew just the Delta Flyer wings. I emailed back saying, "Thank you, Rick, but this isn't a Delta Flyer scaled ship, so they wouldn't be identical." He's like, "Oh, okay, fair enough." So I drew another one. It's like "Thank you." Because it's got to be something different because it's not the same tech. And I don't need to extend. No. So that I really love those because they really give it this big, bold feel. I'm still annoyed by my 10 forward windows because they're fucking slanted like that. Because the hull of the ship, even without much cutout, they're still ridiculous. Bothers me because I've got a full set in there, so I've seen it, and it's just so much wasted space with the window panes. But whatever, it's fine. I was limited by this design. I love the torpedo launcher, the side-mounted launchers that are literally on their side. I don't know if anyone's done that. Nacelle is sovereign, but not. It's great in motion. There's no angle, I think, that really serves it badly. And I've done lots of angles, which is kind of rare. I was kind of pleased on that. I mean, because it's really nice and it's really well detailed. I mean, there's definitely lots of better ships. I'm trying to play move the live version. No,
Why aren't you gonna put it at S?
Well, no, because there's nicer ships.
See.
But I like it more than Prometheus because it has a lot more logic and thought and detail put in. But we had more time.
Yeah.
We had more time than that week, and I think the Prometheus, it doesn't fill its space in a way that's logical, and Horizon does. And it's got more interesting and better nacelles. I think all of our nacelle designs are better than Prometheus nacelles. Sue me. I think they're all better. And Rick designed 3 of them, so he did they're all designs that he did, but I think they're all better designed than the Prometheus ones. But that's just me.
Okay. Well, Schmo Buddy, $5. Starfleet Museum Comet Fireball class, oval egg-shaped pre-Daedalus class style cruiser. It is right here.
No idea.
The Starfleet Museum stuff is cool. This is.
I have no idea what we're going with this.
The Romulan War stuff.
Yeah. Which I've used a bit of for the Romulan War. Oh, right. So is this one in particular, yeah?
Yeah. This is the Comet Fireball class.
I'm so bloody biased in that I've worked with these ships for a while for Romulan War that I don't hate them as much as I might have used to.
Really? That surprises me.
Not this in particular. I'm just saying some of those ones I've had to like more of the years of using them because they're just bloody bulbousy things. This is obviously more Daedalus than a lot of those, which I appreciate a lot. And I like the fact that it's integrated. I don't know if it's more advanced than Daedalus in some ways because everything's more connected and curved.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense because Daedalus is pre-Romulan War, so I guess that does make sense. I don't know what the back orange detail is.
Not sure.
It wouldn't be a deflector. If it's impulse, that's really weird, so that's odd. And why?
I would say maybe impulse by the looks of it, but
that's weird. I mean, okay, fine, weird era, but a bit weird. And the there's too many pointy things. Because why?
Well, that tells you it's old.
It does. You are correct.
They don't have integrated antennas. They have actual antennas.
Oh, man. But I can't hold it against the lack of detailing because it's not that sort of thing, right? There's nothing happening in the neck. There would be stuff, right? Like that. Oh, man. I think I like it more than the basic Daedalus design. Like the basic one. But if you give me the Eagle Moss version with slightly more thought put in, I probably like that one more. Right? But there's oh man. I guess a really strong medium C. which is quite good for a sort of relative random. There's definitely, like I said, the points need to go. The front of the saucer looks weird by a black detail. That's pretty silly. I'm missing a bridge dome. There's things that it's missing heavily that for me aesthetically. Oh, but then compared to like a steam runner and stuff, it's not even close. But then it's not trying to do as much. Man. Yeah, but it's nowhere near B, so D seems really, really harsh. Yeah, it's got to be a C again. I like the back of the engines, though. Interesting. It's one of the better ones I've seen, though, from that era, which I appreciate. Oh, yeah.
We have 43 likes, guys. Hit the like button. I want to get to 50. That's only 7 more likes. If you're just joining us, hit the like button.
Yeah, there's no S's, you know. Submit an S. And there's somebody Stuart got that I'm not getting, so, you know. Let me look at them as well.
But it's worth redoing these. I know Dan said we've already seen your favorite ships before, but honestly, with new people here throwing in new ideas, like I would like to have ranked some of these myself on my chart. So, yeah.
Yeah, and this is not your list.
Olivia's here.
This is not your list. I'm not thinking the same way you are, so it's a different experiment, right?
Exactly. Olivia's here, and she throws in $5. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Also, the McGee class. Oh, God.
Oh, in fairness, she said, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. So, happy. So, have a happy birthday, Olivia. And 3 happies. But everyone right now spam the chat birthday. Everybody. All the people. I want to see all 28 of you. Happy birthday, Olivia. Spam that chat. Spam that chat. Chat that spam. Eat the spam while you're spamming the chat. Do you have spam near you? Go and get the spam in your can, in your cupboard. Eat the spam while you're spamming the chat. Stuart, do you own spam in your house?
No.
There you go.
That's awful. And Classic Real says, show Olivia the ChatGPT card. I already sent it to her, so I took a picture of it and sent it to her. So, yes, you can show it again if you want.
Yes. Happy birthday with your many ships.
Classic for Reals. Happy birthday. Yeah, I didn't point out the spelling mistake this time because it's her birthday. Sam chose to do it instead. So, Sam's playing the bad guy today. Dan says it says the video finished. Eh?
Well, the text says live on my end. Let's go onto the YouTube. Dan, you have such interesting problems.
I got a spinny circle on my end, but my connection's not been great. So, that's fine. I don't know. The YouTube's 44 likes. We're getting there. Crawling at a snail's pace. Hit the like button, guys. 6 more.
Well, I just watched you say on the live the thing says it's finished. It kind of says it's finished. I'm watching the live saying it's finished, Stuart. So I think we're fine.
Yes.
That's how that works. Yeah, very happy birthday. McGee class. The Curse of the Discovery.
Pile of dog shit. I mean, sorry. Oh, I'm not muted. Shit.
The thing is, the biggest thing I have a problem with is it feels like a flying saucer. Ironically, because it's lost the Star Trekky elegance. You could design this in other franchises and say flying saucer with engines in it, and that would be what this is. Somehow it's lost the Trekkiness while still being exactly the art design of the Discovery stuff. And that's a confusing achievement. But it's done it.
Oh, sorry. It feels like it was a real ship that just slammed on the brakes and the inertial dampeners were gone. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one. This is fine.
Or like the saucer, the saucer warped separately and warped into a pair of nacelles that it was meant to be.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it because I don't hate most designs. It's a bad design, but it does have some saving grace of it's not garbage. It's not garbage. Sorry, both to you and to Olivia who likes it and you don't like it. So I'll say it's a strong D, meaning low in D. Yeah, because the stuff in F doesn't even like at least thought was put into McGee for a couple of minutes. The stuff in F has a lack of thought as well as not being good. Yeah.
Well, Devo77 says the McGee, when you let the Andorians in the design room. FASA had the Andor class, which was an Andorian design, and it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite Federation ships. So, but yeah, not canon. All right. Next up, we got Schmo Buddy with $5. The USS Argus. Interesting blend of TMP era and Vulcan design. Which I'm pretty sure you probably haven't seen before.
Oh yes, there's another Howie Day animation.
Not very many pictures.
No, it's a beautiful high-res animation he did. You know, the warp ring ship. So I know the shapes more in this image, which is good. Yeah, and this is where creativity and kitbash come together in a rather successful form. And he's done a beautiful animation of it where it warps out and the entire ring is part of the red and blue of the era. So it's very dynamic. Is it my favourite thing? No, but that's a high button. No one's given S yet! Yeah, it's oddly successful. And I would probably assume these things would exist. There would be TOS ring ships and TMP ring ships because the Vulcans would... There'd be one guy, you know, Daylon, who's like... It would be logical if you give me the resources to build a new warp ring. Like, yeah, really, Daylon? Yes, logical. And then there's just a few of these because they just want to do them because they like that style. It's very much like the other one, the not the chariot. Yeah, the chariot, the weird. This one.
Yeah, the chariot class.
Yeah, it does that, but less egregiously. And weirdly, and I'll let you talk about this in a second as well. I'd like to hear your brief thoughts. It's less annoying than a normal ring ship for me. I don't know why. What do you think?
I'm not a fan. Like the front view's very interesting and very well integrated. Like you did a really good job with it. I like the back look, but it doesn't. It's not something that speaks to me really. I like the incorporation of trying a warp ring on a Federation ship. I think this is done really well, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it personally. I think the chariot class is done a lot more elegantly. I mean, you could put a ring around the chariot class and have it look the same, essentially.
Yeah.
So, if you took the ring off this and found a place to mount nacelles, I think this might be very successful, like a TMP era chariot class, because it's got that lower part coming down. That's personally what I would do. I'm not a big fan of the warp ring, especially on non-Vulcan ships. So, except for the NX or the Enterprise ring ship, that's a pretty cool design.
And if you marry the ring ship, you're gonna marry a ring on it for ring ship.
I've heard that, yeah. I just don't think the combination of like especially from the front, like a saucer look.
What?
I just don't think the combination of like a saucer look with the ring works for me. I like the more like pointy, thick designs with the ring. I think flows better. So
yeah, I know what I mean. I do quite like the fact that you can see the normal warp nacelle front grills at the two sides and the impulse at the back. That's a really clever little design language choice that tells you, they're almost just like extended warp. Yeah, it makes sense. In a kind of a we're inventing as we go kind of way, because of course it doesn't make sense. It's all bullshit. But it does in the sense. So
yeah, I'd never seen this ship before, so.
Am I allowed to do mid-game rearrangements?
Yeah, I was if I wanted to.
Okay, I would say that I'm gonna move the rainforest ship down to D and the STO ship to D. Because in contrast, they feel worse now. I'm going to put this ring ship in C now.
See, I like the Chekov class better than the Steam Runner. Personally. Yeah. But it's on my list. It's on my list. It's fine.
Yeah, it's more... I appreciate the more faithful design language and the more radical STO language. So it just overall works better for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because the ring ship and the Daedalus, not Daedalus, are both so inelegant but kind of nice in their own way. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hit the like button, guys. 4 likes. We're 4 likes.
Oh.
I want to get 4 likes to get to 50. Or not at 4, sorry. Another 4 likes to get to 50 would be amazing. So please do so. And that would really help us out immensely, as well as, you know, super chat in with your ships that you want Sam to talk about. So
I mean, there's literally so many left. I mean, we've got a good 30 around the frame. 20, 30. Like all of the Enterprises, like we put in the F by accident. I guess you will hurt my opinions on Enterprises, but like, you know,
yeah.
Or the holo ship and be annoyed by my reaction to the holo ship.
We want to be annoyed by Sam.
Yeah, what?
I mean, I am constantly, but you guys want to be part of that too, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Sixto Reynoso throws in $10.
Ooh, thank you.
Where's my beloved Nebula class, but like the Sutherland with the missile pod?
Missile pod. I assume you mean torpedo pod?
Well, yeah, torpedo pod.
Because I've done missiles as part of, you know,
yeah,
fan films. Yeah, I mean, Nebula, I've used this design in my Trek shorts. I wasn't the first to use it, but I was very pleased to use it. I just say model, actually. Yeah, I really like the AWAC. I think it's a really, really good design. And this particular version is the actual version with the custom secondary hull, unlike the one shown from Voyager, which is just a kit basher piece. It actually is different. They did the same thing, but did the appropriate level of difference. So I do quite like that. And yeah, it's big and bulking and hulking, but I see the purpose. I see the logic. And obviously, you're cannibalizing an amazing source and amazing warp nacelles. And it's just a fun, stocky babe, you know. And if it doesn't scream Trek, you know, because of the saucer and the nacelles, yeah, it's great. It's a classic, and I've only grown to like it more. I was the first one to do a source separation with it in a film, and it was crazy. Absolutely silly little scene in a great way. And then just the main ship flying off, it just looks just. Oh no, the saucer went off. Yeah, the thing went in, the saucer again. Was pretty fun. I did a particular shot where a shuttle, like, it warps in and there's a shuttle and it goes around, and that was fun to kind of like feel the journey of how long a shuttle takes to go around. It was quite fun. Yeah, I mean, this is where, you know, personal preference. I love the Galaxy class. I think it's excellent, and this is obviously a third of a Galaxy class. You know, so it's going to benefit without doing those weird paint schemes of some other things. So I would give this a low A. I like it less than the other two things in A, because they do more things interestingly, but it's, for me, a very solid ship. Yes.
Cool.
I think if you subdivided this and took out the D's, F's, moving C's, there would be a line between those. But
yep,
it's better than the stuff in B for various reasons, but not necessarily by a ton. So it's, yeah.
Yes. And Raj, this is not a super chat or for you necessarily, but Raj says, Stuart, what do you think of the EXS Enterprise by Mark Radmacher, which is this one? So, like, this could be a real ring ship. I like the way this looks. I like the interesting design. Having 2 rings, I think, is a big boost to a ring ship to make it look better. I think it's pretty cool.
Nothing is showing up yet. I can't see. Oh, there you go. Right, there we go. Now, sorry, restart.
Well, I already said it all. I think 2 rings on a warp ship look a lot better. This is not a great picture. There's a side view of it where you can see the 2 rings, but I think it works a lot better. And I like the shape inside the ring, as opposed to having a saucer wedged in there, right? Like, there is a saucer type shape on this, but it's smaller, so it works a lot better. I like it. It's pretty cool. It feels like a part of the Pacific 201 kind of fleet, like Eric Henry stuff. Honestly, it's got that vibe to it because of the shiny whiteness of it.
Well,
So
honestly, it's more NASA than Star Trek,
yeah, well, that's true.
right? And if this is why this image in particular has, gone across the world in magazines, like Mark has lost all the control over this. I mean, in terms of, this is everywhere. So it's I'm not the biggest fan of NASA in compared, but you got to respect what it is. But I would say like to see if he made this exact thing but then Trekified it. Which is why we were both such a big fan of the Lower Decks one, because that was a more interesting version of the ring ship with some more flourishes, like it was doing more. Yeah. But yeah, it's just funny how this design has become synonymous in thousands of thumbnails and thousands of articles,
Yes, real warp drive is possible. This picture's always showing up. So here it is from the side, though.
Oh, it's inside.
And I think, yeah, with the two warp rings, I think it works a lot better, personally. But wait for it to show up. Raj says, "Is the Nebula class saucer dimension the same or larger than the Sovereign's class's saucer? You mean Galaxy? Because it's the same size as the Galaxy.
Yep, you can plug and play.
Exactly the same. Yeah,
which is great. I mean, it makes sense to have a saucer recovery vehicle. It's great. We've said this many times. You have a Galaxy class saucer which is lost somewhere. You just have a local Nebula drop off its saucer somewhere else. Pick it up.
Yep.
You're more likely to have Nebulas lying around than galaxies, because galaxies are doing big things, whereas Nebula's designed to swap pods and swap things. Like, it's more of a multi-purpose ship. Therefore, whatever. Yeah.
So there it is from the side there.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I could see the logic of people saying, "Oh, it's warp rings and the tunnels between them, a lot of threads." But yeah, it gets behind people. People get behind it.
Cool.
Right, do you want to throw in a random one as well?
I can if you want.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see here.
I just literally was all picked.
Well, considering that we just talked about Star Trek 3, I want to hear your thoughts on the Opus.
I mean, it's another odd duck, innit? But it's a damn nice odd duck, and we be biased because, I don't know, it is good. Of course, I'm missing any sorts of glows in the cells. It's oddly removed from the tech that we know it needs. No deflector, no torpedoes, no chiller grills. Like, those things are quite important. Thank God it's an impulse engine, because it could easily not have had one, right? But those also speak to the interesting nature of what it does do and why it does it, how it does it, because we don't really object too much about that, even though it doesn't have those things. But that's okay. And certainly, if I was ever to commission to do a fan film with this as a hero, which is a simple model, but like really narrowing down the details, like all panel lines come real geometry, make the bottom pod like you can slide that or open it and you see inside, and it'd be like there's a famous episode of BSG in season 1, I believe, when they hide Vipers in a freighter, if you recall. Like, to see the bottom bit slide, and then a row of shuttles, and they just like undock and go like that, because gravity's relative, so they could still be a normal shuttle bay. Because imagine the whole thing's a full shuttle bay, but for different ships is really cool. It both is elegant and isn't. It's a weird cluster F of a ship. It kind of does everything and yet breaks all the rules, but it kind of does a lot of good stuff. And for Farragut Forward, the first Farragut film, I did it in a space battle, which everyone was amused by, because it's a paperweight, it'll be blown up. So yeah, unless it does this and dodges like hell, which is what it did. That they had me do it. So it's fun to see it dart, because it's a smaller ship of the era. Like, it can dart. Probably I would do a few more additional details, like why is there so much black line, black lacquer detail on the top, little things. But yeah, it's really solid. And it's definitely, guilty pleasure is the wrong phrase, but it has a special place in my heart than it probably for a lot of people does have. Kind of like Merchantman, it's just clever. So I'll give it a very strong B. Like, I'm not quite as impassioned for it to be an A. But I think it's pretty great.
Right, you said you want an S, right?
Come on, give me an S. Right? I'm not getting S.
You need an S. You need an S to fill out this chart. So.
And you thought you were going to trick me on that with Horizon. You thought you were going to. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, but how hard can I break his heart? Right, that's the problem. You know.
I think if you give it anything lower than an S, people are going to riot and never come back to the channel.
So this could be the end of Trekyardians.
So now you're kind of locked in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this ship obviously benefits from ILM, all the money, all the effort, and in the first movie, they spend 6 minutes flying around the damn model, doing a lot of close-ups as well. So this thing had to be hauled up to the most excruciating detail, and it does. Kind of like the Defiant, right? Had to be great from day one, or like the Daedalus from Stargate, and therefore it benefits. But it's wonderfully simple. I mean, look closer, you see wonderful details. Some are like, what is that? Like, what are those plates in the grey line of the saucer? Or in the bridge dome? Things? Yeah, they're things, yeah, but what are they? Things. But if there wasn't anything there, you think it was too boring, right? It is that balance.
Yeah.
The colours are great. There's a lack of colour with the greys, and yet there's random blues because blue equals warp lines. Okay, but you don't know that until you talk to Andy Probert and stuff. It's like, oh, there's a thing. There's a reason for them. Let's paint the side of our ship a big blue line to represent where you should shoot us. I mean, where you can repair us. But it adds some texture, right? It's it's like most people don't know that there's a dark line at the front of the Connie neck. It's not in a lot of things because it's so subtle. It's not there, but there is, and it adds detail.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a ship that if there were a version that I had that you could like zoom into the window and then there's a set, it'd be so beautiful as a fandom to like just see, just like one long shot. Or even if there's a movie, for example, that did, because make a goddamn Wrath of Khan movie on a Connie refit. You'd get fans, viewers all over the place. Do a wanna. Start from outside and you zoom in, you go into the room and then you start walking with a camera on some sets. They go through corridors, into a turbolift, into another set. Like you can do a long shot walking throughout the ship. And if you're clever with some cuts, the same damn corridor could be the entire saucer, right? One curve, you cut, you do the reverse angle, like you could do one, Anyway, it's a ship that has always should come back vibes. The only thing I think of when I look at this shot in particular, which is actually my shot, is that would not the deflector light the bottom of the primary hull because it's glowing blue? It never does, it never has, but it probably should, because it's not being lit that way in the way, but you'd think it would. But it's odd how we associate being like a lack of lighting. Like same thing with the rim lights. You don't associate them lighting the ship, but they should, but they don't. But so there's a few little conceits.
They don't glow bright enough to light it, I don't think. It's not like a bright light. It's very kind of muted behind like a matte finish deflector almost.
If it's matte, yeah. But I think in modern day you'd make it more slightly more metally, and then it light reflect. Like, wow, it's light.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's an S. It's almost flawless. It's almost too simple, but then you see it in motion and you appreciate all the small things, and the paint scheme is just absurd sometimes. I mean, in 6 it doesn't look as good for some shots, so it can be badly lit, but that's not the ship's fault. That's the people who made its fault. Doesn't ruin it. It just makes it look. But then also, like, if you were next to a sun and the ship's here, it's gonna look terrible. It's just being blasted with one light from, like, right? So yeah. Or if there's a giant, because not every ship looks good in certain lighting conditions. If there was a planet with a big green atmosphere and you're flying with all things just green from the bottom, it'd look terrible because the whole thing's been lit green from one side. It would not look as nice. So you can make them look less good. So there you go, Stuart. You got me an S. Well done. But also, you threw in a bit of bias there. But yeah, pretty fancy. It's a nice ship.
And no more super chat yet. So super chatting, guys. We did hit our 50 like goal, which is awesome. So thank you for that. But yeah, throwing in a couple 5s and let's throw Sam some more curveballs here.
Yeah.
And see where he hits them.
Yeah, we're here to discuss.
I want to throw in another one because to hear your thoughts on it, but I already know. So actually, there's another one. Okay, I'm going to throw one in to give you something to talk about because.
Oh my god.
The Jaeger.
Ah,
where I put
yes.
it. I didn't put it in F.
Mm.
So thoughts. I know you like the Intrepid, so I thought, hey, let's try this.
Yeah, well, it's it's a ship of. How do I feel about it? Is it literal? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the way I took it.
right.
I talked about all the problems with proportions and stuff, but then I was like, as a literal design, and then the difference in design language between the front and the back. That's what got me.
Because if it is literal, then some designer looked at a, two times, three times runabout ship and said, you know what we should do? We should make the exact shapes that are blocky and big and whatever. Let's make them 5 times as big and shove them on another ship. Like, that's utterly illogical, right? Utterly illogical. So, yeah. So I think that's literally what we're looking at. But if you're looking at a Intrepid with wings, kind of, it's not the worst idea because it kind of all flows in a stupid way. But then you'd redesign from scratch if you're doing that.
Yes.
But you didn't. I mean, you didn't, but they didn't. I do quite like the back fin thing, though. That helps. And if you think about it from an abstract point of view, the back is kind of Miranda-y, and the top of the saucer bulk is 2 bits and a back. This is 2. So the shapes are things we recognise. I would have certainly well, no, I say that. You could even made it smaller. The saucer shape into a frigate size would be weird. Because the angles don't make sense. They're not good. Man.
Sorry, I had to.
Gotta look at the board now, haven't I?
Probably.
My goodness. Why you do this to me, Stuart? You'll give me the pen. The pen of choice.
See what you guys can do if you pick the right ship.
Yeah. So it'll be fair, right? Because you could make it a C with many tweaks, right?
Yeah. Well, you just told us where it's going. It's going in D.
You can make it. You can make it a B with lots of tweaks.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you can make it an A because I don't think Intrepid with wings would ever be an A. Yeah, because it's nicer than some in D and it's worse than others in D, kind of, but not really. Yeah, it does not deserve our respect beyond just the fact that it exists and it was a, it gets respect for our ability to talk about it for years and never quite run out of things to say.
Kind of the joke ship around here.
Yeah, even though when we started, this is one of the top tier joke ships, and boy has the world gone fast.
Then Discovery came.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to say it, but I did.
So the world has moved past this as being the worst thing.
Oh yeah, it's far from the worst now. Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yep.
Happy we agree.
Yep. I like it. All right. Where be we next?
That's a very good question. I'm going to try looking something up that was suggested here. Hold on a second.
Yeah. I mean, I could throw one in if you want, a random one.
Oh, before that though, I want to do this one.
Okay.
Take a second here because fucking delay on
Steve-O, is the
slides for
sovereign in
some
category
reason.
D? No. A very specific sovereign, which was recolored, retextures in D. Ah.
This is Dan Ben's the USS Elkins, which is another Intrepid variant.
Now, we never talk about this.
We should, because I kind of like it.
Yep. Because who the heck knows what those back pieces are, right? I don't know. Therefore, scale's not a problem. Way!
Well, this works better integration-wise with that
Yeah.
front, and just it's got like runabout style struts, and it's kind of
Oh,
cool.
they are,
I
aren't
like
they?
it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make the top version the primary picture because I want to look in more detail.
Yeah.
But it's got 2 secondary hull ball thing, or like things. Obviously, it's one of like just background random ships. Yeah, because literally, I can see the runabout pylons being used again upscaled because it's just a shape. It's not literally the pylons; it's just a shape. I don't know what the back blue things are that look like metal strapped on.
Exactly what they are, because it's a background ship.
Yep. Oh my god! Look, there's the back of the, or possibly parts of one of those executive shuttles in the back. Looks like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It
like
does.
a kit they've taken. I want to know what the hell the main wings are, because they're wonderfully painted, and they've got to be something. I wonder if they are a new piece. But yeah,
You know what it looks like? Looks like an A-wing
oh yeah, a little bit, yeah.
from Star Wars.
But the way they've incorporated the neck into the main hull is shockingly seamless. Okay,
Yeah.
low res image. Fine. I'm sure more pixels would be worse or better. Yeah, I kind of like it. Like, I don't love it, obviously, but it's definitely. You wouldn't have to do much to make it better. Using the refit nacelles is an odd choice, but if this is very much a. If you're going literal, if this is a blue medical ship, they need to. We've got an Intrepid hull that didn't quite finish its inspection, so it can't do 9.975, right? It didn't quite pass the mustard. That's fine. We'll send it to Dock 17, and they can maybe use it, and they have other pieces, and they do literally assemble this thing out of pieces to be a medical ship where it's a good new hull. Might as well use it. Like I can make a story behind this. Oh, why are the phaser strips blue then? Healing phasers, is that a thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they're medical phasers. They're used for like surgical slicing into ships,
Or space giants?
or repair beams.
Yeah, well,
Shoot at another ship's hull damage and it repairs it instantly.
can you imagine if this ship is literally designed to cauterize Gormagander's wounds?
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah,
No,
because
I can't imagine that at all.
why not? It can be. I mean, yeah,
Incredibly stupid.
yeah.
How often would you use this ship? Twice in like
No, because it's
50
assigned.
years?
No, it's assigned to the preservation. Like
Ah,
the it's a one-off ship. It's allocated to the resort, the place where they all live.
it travels their migration routes to make sure that they're all healthy and well.
See,
Because they're an endangered species.
yeah.
Sure. Sure. We'll go with that.
Embarrassing. I'm gonna give a very respectful C. Because it's actually, I mean, it's better than It's better than Summer Sea.
Well, we should talk about it on Trekyards sometime because it's quite interesting.
I don't think Eaglemoss ever got there.
Which is a shame because this is one I wouldn't mind owning.
Yeah, to see the in 3D, right? That would be, because I understand it, but until I can do this to it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that one is interesting.
There are other views of it, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me throw another random one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Foley. I didn't look. I went random.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave the room while he talks about this.
This is where the is he biased? This is where the everyone swaps their voting to biased. Deborah, the face strips of defense only. Well, yeah. Foley, yes, great. And I've done a lot of work with it. If you look at the percentage of shots for ships, this is already, ticking up more than an ambassador, more than a Nova, more than a Nebula, more than a, there's like what, 14 shots in your dock. I think I have 17 shots in another piece, or 3 in another piece. So I've done, a good 45 shots of it. You're welcome.
Holy shit.
So I know it quite well. It is rather elegant.
Bad picture of it though.
Disagree. I love the shadow of the phaser strips. That looks super cool. Right, kind of like,
Yeah, it does.
it's like Dawn on the saucer kind of vibe. No, it's great, and Matt did a beautiful job with the textures there. I know it was something to do with how dirty it was, but it's like really dirty. Although it's funny, I believe when I did the final, I repainted on the registry because it went too dirty and I wanted it a bit darker. So I have it a little bit blacker again because like it's a bit too dirty, Matt. Possibly it's missing detail at the back of the saucer. There's a big open space, but it's dirty, so it doesn't feel it. But there's possibly something there, like perfect for escape pods if there were any in the TOS era, but there's not. Possibly I might have made the outer grill on the third saucer inner to line of sight logic some, but also I've done shots where I've literally used that grill as part of the shot, so I can't dislike I've used it. I like the after fuel launcher, it's nice. I like the impulse engines, they're nice. The tri-deflectors are great. I like the fact that, not that this wasn't the U thing, but when the windows were cut in, whoever did the cutting the windows didn't mirror that properly, so there's one window on one side of the saucer that's not on the other, so it's technically a non-symmetrical ship by one.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it's the refit. It's got like different shaped windows, and then you got the rec deck at the back. And the TOS one at the Smithsonian has different window configurations too. So.
Yeah, just made me laugh because I was doing, I was matching all window lights. I'm like, oh, yeah. Where's the room? No, it's great. It's a wonderful example of Connie, but not. There's enough different while being the same. I mean, you could maybe made the nacelles a little bit different, but you don't need to, of course. Yeah, it's pretty great. But also, like I said, if you look at all of these ships that we've looked at in today's chart, I mean, only the Krakatoa, whatever that one is, the F,
Krakatoa,
the Oberth, only a few of these actually got the level of time and effort that your ship got into modeling and texturing. So therefore, it's going to look nicer anyway. Probably compared to more time texturing than even Prometheus did, probably. But I'd give it a strong A. I think it's a really solid Connie, not Connie, that has a flow that's great. Not much I'd change on it.
Cool.
And I should know, I've done a lot of shots with it, so I know more than you all do.
You have. Yeah. All right, Schmo Buddy, $5. The USS Soryu on Retro Badger Gaming YouTube Bridge Commander custom ship might have to use a screenshot of video thumbnail like a Lost Era Akira. I couldn't find the thumbnail, but I did find this, which is from in the game. Which I don't know if that really helps you much.
I mean, some sort of view of thing.
Oh, you're still waiting for it to show up,
okay.
Because it's been there a minute.
Oh, interesting. What the hell are those nacelles? Oh, very fun.
They feel like almost Ambassador era nacelles, but not quite. And I can't find any other shots of this particular
This is
ship,
from a video, you said. I mean, clips from a video.
Yeah, it's one of Retro Badger's.
Can you send me the video link so I can give it a quick...
I don't have the video link.
Oh, okay.
I have to look it up.
Fair enough. I mean,
right now.
it ain't terrible. I don't know what the saucer is, which is good in the sense of what is the saucer. Not sure. Obviously, the idea of the St. Albans being out is not good. It would do with the neck, or at least some sort of detail in between, because it wouldn't just be inside itself. That is weird. Although instantly I'm seeing the Bassards being inside yeah, doesn't look good either. Oh man, it's both and neither.
I can't find the video either. I can't find the video with the thumbnail. I typed in Retro Badger and the ship name, and there's nothing coming up.
I'm gonna say, because I feel like there's a lot better ships, it's fair to say, and it might be a little bit too kit bashy, and at the very least, if you're gonna do this, add some hull to make it clear as a half Bassard, because no way in hell is the hull of Bassard inside a saucer pulling the stellar matter, which is just hitting the saucer plating, causing burns, and like that's just silly, right? Add something physical there. It's gonna get a D for that illogicality. As good as I might be, it would take seconds to remodel improved parts.
Yeah, even when I look up this name in Bridge Commander, like for a mod, it gives me the same image we're looking at. So, yeah. Sorry about that.
Interesting.
Sorry, eh?
Aye.
Dennis V.
Yeah, Rush. None of those. You've seen every single ship, so yeah, they haven't. I would love to go to Defiant or Excelsior or B or C or D or E or J or G or H.
Anyway, Dennis V is 2 pounds. What about the Centaur class?
Yeah, Centaur is a lovely little zeitgeisty kind of thing. It's funny. One of our Mr. Nick, not Scottish Nick, just sent some rather game-changing visuals of the ships. If we remove that for one more second, let's give it a fair shout. This is Sawyer. So if you just remove
Soryu class.
Yeah, I got some new renders.
All right, we're gonna put that Centaur away for now.
Okay, Mr. Ever helpful Nick.
Schmo buddy. His name's not Nick, it's Schmo buddy.
No, Nick sent me on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Schmo buddy sent the video link for it too, so.
Right, so these are 2 renders that I took from the page that you sent me. Thank you, Nick. You can give me your thoughts because I've given a spiel now. You've got some more views.
Oh yeah, I saw those too, but I didn't think it was the right ship.
Apparently. What do you think now you're seeing these enhanced views?
Crap. Makes no goddamn sense at all. Having the cells stuck into the saucer. And no support for that center pod, which again is just an Akira pod essentially. So I don't like it.
I feel like you're that guy. You're the guy in the on the porch with the shotgun saying, "I don't like it." Old man with
get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. I mean, I'm more intrigued by the saucer now because it is no saucer that I know, which is cool. I'm assuming for the Bridge Commander mod they just did a flat saucer and just textured it uniquely. Cool. And shoved other parts onto it, which like not even the torpedo pod matches the color of the pylons, because it can't really. I'm wondering if there's a phase 2 nacelles that they've just upside downed.
Maybe.
Well, it ain't great.
Nope.
And I don't think it logically makes sense. Now, if there was 2 torpedo launcher roll bars, you'd be like, it's weird, but it's just there to be pack punch of the... I think I'm going to maintain my my D ranking. But thank you very much for the pictures. Oh, model maker genius you are.
Okay, so back to the Centaur. And then I have one after this that I want you to rank.
Yes, I've done a lot of work with the Resolute for a thing you'll see at some point. A lot of work. So I like that one a lot. It is just a kit bash of this, of course, but it's a nice kit bash. I do, even though it's cool, I do wish the gold front Excelsior was a little bit different because it just feels odd as a detail. So that's just put a big diamond shape at the front. It's like, okay. But no, it's one of the most successful kit bashes in Trek because it just kind of works. And having such thin details just works in this version. The extended, very, very long chiller grills is fun. Yeah, it works surprisingly well. And it's a fun and motion ship, for sure. Scaling...
issues.
Yeah. And it would be nice to take this design and just from the ground up, make the scale make sense. Pick a scale and stick to it. Wasn't done for this, but you know. But it's pretty good, and it was a really nice one to see on DS9. Wish it was seen more of, because like it should have been. I would give it a very respectable B. I think it is a kind of right there with the Oberth. It's very successful, if flawed. Very successful. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to pull in the next one. Want your thoughts on it before I tell you why I'm pulling it?
Yeah, a ship I know quite well as well, both in having Doug's model for embarrassing almost a decade, a long time, and having worked with it a little bit in the Romulan War, just a bit. I mean, I think the secondary hull is beautiful. I like the design a lot. It's really nicely curved. Pierre did a great job modelling it. The neck is absurdly thin and small, so it does not feel like it was designed. I've always thought that. I like the extended pylon. That works well, but the neck is a daft, limited neck. It should have been, but then all the other ships don't quite work. It's also so giant for the overall scale that it mismanaged. Like, you're always gonna get a mismanage of shapes. And it's funny, when we did our video on this years ago, the thumbnails are real bitches to make. For the top, you can't see it's a refit. From the bottom like this, it doesn't look great.
No.
Because you're losing all the good detail on the top.
Yep.
So you can't win. And only by doing this can you tell. So, like, it's not a showing off ship, but like, I really wish they'd put the neck in the planetary sensor dome and just move those things around, or even like rip the bottom of the saucer, move it more this way and change it. Like, if you're actually gonna do a secondary hull, it shouldn't just be an add-on because it doesn't blend with the design fully. You should move other things to make it flow better. Because they could do that, right? They could unweld some stuff and pull it down and redo it. Because it is just a 95% the same exact design as the NX, but then you've added a new 35%. Because they did close out the warp grills on the nacelles, which is kind of cool. Makes it more advanced looking, and added the prongs, and that's it. I kind of like the NX's flat, the way it turns. It has a really graceful flow. This has not got this, but it's good in other ways. And this isn't good design, this is personal preference, right? Like, how good I think the design is doesn't necessarily equate to how I guess B. It does fall down, and like, I know it more than most people in the world, right? I'm happy with it. I've seen it flow. I know it quite well. Yeah, I'd say B. B with some problems. Okay. Now, why did you bring it in? Because Doug's watching.
The reason I wanted to hear your thoughts on it is because Loris Salati said the NX-01 refit is one of the best designs. I disagree with Captain Foley's analysis. Smiley face. So I want to hear your thoughts on it. I gave it a C. In my ranking, so interesting. There you go.
The NX is such a decent core design because it just kind of works. I've done a lot of stuff with the NX in terms of, I really like its flow, so I kind of know it really well. The NX refit is probably a worse version in terms of overall design. If the ship was modified more than just adding on a secondary hull, it'd be better, but it wasn't. It was just slapped on. I don't know if there's an equivalent, but it's like the Nebula with a custom secondary hull is better than Nebula with a Galaxy secondary hull. One is slapped together, one is design thought. Right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already, because we want to get up to 60 now, because I'm greedy. But anyway.
Why don't we say $3 speed round? Because I'd love to get some quick fire. So down to from $5, $3. Throw some threes in. Yeah, we'd love to do. We've got 6 minutes. Throw in 10 threes and I'll go through them. We'd love to support the channel and do something.
Well, Jonathan Copeland throws in $2 and says Ranger class heavy battle cruiser.
I can't visualize that.
Got it for you here.
Oh, I say that. I've done bloody animations that like last week. We're going to look at that either this week or next week. Where does this render come from? It's really green.
It's from the game. I don't know.
EA, it's from the game.
A picture of a screen.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a cool angle.
Yeah. I mean, the Foley's better.
I disagree,
You're
but
welcome.
okay, thank you.
It is NX-ified TOS, and we're gonna look at like really soon. It's like our next thing to look at. There's like 2 in the list, so I don't do too much because we're just about to do the review. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Does a lot of good things. Does a lot of, well, it limits itself to TOS a little bit too much, but does a lot of good stuff. I don't really like the 2 impulse engines in the back tubes. Feels too rocket ship, which is very anti Gene Roddenberry.
And the way they're shaped.
Yeah, it goes against the idea of the Connie. But it's still, you know, great for a TOS ship, but doesn't elevate the TOS ships in a way that other stuff does. So I'd say a medium to strong C. It wouldn't take much to make it better, but I don't think it doesn't quite get to be.
There you go. Yeah, we have a video coming out about that soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell icon. Perfect time to say that.
Yeah, new high-res renders of the ship from the STO coming soon. Yeah, a couple of quick fire 3s. I'd love to look at any, really, you know.
Yes, so drop in your suggestions now, guys. One more like to get to 60. Oh my god, I think we can do it. Somebody hasn't hit like yet.
Do it now. Do you want to throw in a probable S? It'd be, you know.
Oh, yeah. I won't do the TOS Connie because it's obviously an S.
Yeah, we got you know, Push, you got to put that in.
So, and this is the ultimate S. Probably better than the refit.
Oh yeah, obviously S. There's no discussion really needed. Yeah. I mean, look at that logo, right? It's so clean and simple. The red works with black. I think the logo is an S. That's what we're asking about, right? That's what you were saying.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, the ship. Oh. But am I thinking about it as a Klingon ship or as a ship design?
Whatever you want to do.
Because we're never going to forget it because of the D7 debacle, right?
Yeah.
And I do not mind at all the idea me adding shit that doesn't exist, but all the bottom spires being like anti-planetary force cannons. That's great. And again, not in the show, but if all those blue things were shield generator emitters, it's designed to warp in and bomb a planet. That's really harsh and sad and cool. But that's me just saying things that are not in the show. So yeah, it's got to be a D. It's just a shape, right? It's a shape they did. Is it Klingon? No. Is it D7? No. Is it bad? No. Is it good? No. Is it disrespectful? Yes. But it's not F. It's got a few interesting things about it.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Schmo Buddy. $2. Excelsior 2 class.
Pretty sleek.
Look at that. Trekyards edition.
It is funny when we get to use our own thumbnail first. Yeah, it's just, why was it not used for a hero ship when the model's nicer than most of the ships in Picard season 3? I don't know. It's like in one shot of the goddamn. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's an Excelsior but modern, without being a cop out of being, you know. It's the fact if it had been the nacelles on the Stargazer had been a cop out, but these new nice nacelles, they're great. They're great, lovely. Possibly a bit sovereigny, but that's fine. I don't really like the window arrangement of the ship in general, and the lack of detailing in some of the rings. Like it's still a sovereign post-sovereign era ship design, but they've sort of forgotten they've made it too retro sort of designs. Yeah, it's definitely a ship that is trying too hard to be Excelsior, and not hard enough to be a modern ship. Nacelles can be anything, right? That's just a nacelle is the main hull, but it's still a sleek-looking Excelsior. I like Excelsior more, but the paint scheme is nicer and such. But yeah, it's nice, but it could be more. It could be more itself. But if it was given more time, more hero, right? Like I just dislike with a passion those weird lined windows, the 3 rows of 3 looking up. They stand out too much.
Yeah.
Like they don't really work that well. But it's pretty solid. But it's definitely a less successful Excelsior. That's hard. It's right between B and C though.
Because leave it there if you want.
It'll dip just into B because the nacelles are really nice.
We got one more and then we're gonna be done, I think.
Okay. Wow, you guys have really.
Well, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to find the next one. It's a classic for real, $5. I know I said I'm tapped out, but the USS Delphinus. I forgot.
Oh,
the all cetacean one. I don't have that image, unfortunately.
Yeah, try googling that. See what the hell comes up. Right, Jesus. I have seen. I move all the things over to a new folder when we after every live. So I have to find that briefly. Wow, that's a fun shout. Stuart, can you explain the history?
But that'll be the last one, I think, for today, guys.
That's fair.
What's that, sorry?
Can you explain the history while I find it for the fans that don't know what the hell that is? Because that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. When we do our starship design lives, where we basically use ChatGPT to help take your prompts to design a ship, we designed one that was an all cetacean cruise, so like whales, killer whales, dolphins, and it designed a ship that's an aquatic ship. Essentially, it's not a Zindi aquatic, it's this Federation aquatic ship, and actually it's really damn cool. It was a pretty successful design, and until you tried to animate it, and then it got kind of shitty. But anyway, but we were pretty impressed with it. So that's what Classic for Real is talking about. It is an all aquatic Federation ship, which I would personally like to see. I like the idea of cetacean ops.
And it's such a unique prompt that it did do some unique things. Oh man, things when you bring the heavy hitters of it kind of worked. It's like that's not really fair though, is it? Because it's got a cool deflector. I really like the domes. The nacelles are pretty good. The back's pretty good. It's pretty good. But he's, throwing a heavy hitter in. Oh, man. It's also small, which I like. Ooh. Where would you rank it? And I'll rank it, because I know I'm going to put it.
Personally, I really like the shapes here with the way it's all integrated. I love the idea that there's a giant window and you can see the water. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like that it created a logo for it of a dolphin above the ship name, which is cool. I would probably go for a B or a C, low B, high C, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'd go a pretty strong C. I think you could make that into a really successful design, as embarrassing and clever as that is. You actually could. But currently, like where's the phaser strips? Where's the escape pods? La 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 la. Right? So pretty strong C, which is impressive. Right. So cute. It is indeed.
I guess we have one more because Dan snuck one in. That is the last one, though. I've said Classic
nice
would be last. This is the last one.
Okay.
But yeah, let's take a look at this. This is one of Niall Rodis's concept designs for the cells here. I believe I got the right one because there's a few.
Oh Jesus!
Look at those Ober style nacelles. Looks like that's the step they were going to go for the nacelles.
But with more shit going on. For some reason, I think Star Destroyer with the back, that big sort of more triangular shape. I mean, the source is way too thin, and it's slot and the bridge module being missing. It breaks so much of Trek logic. But also
even the struts where the nacelles are attached to it just seem very simplistic. There's no integration, no flow. I do like the longer Oberth style nacelles though.
For some reason I think Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just all together I think Star Wars. It's pretty cool, but boy would I tweak it. I think that's fair. I'm gonna give it And I love this. The first time we looked at this, I think, possibly ever.
Yeah, we should look at all the Nile,
Yeah.
all his designs, because there are some good ones. I've even got some little 2500 scale models of some of them that I got at Wonderfest one year.
Mm-hmm. I think very respectfully, I'm gonna go D. Because
I would give it a C at least, personally.
Because so much of it doesn't work. Like the laundry list doesn't work. Even if the overall shape is cool, too much of it doesn't work. I mean, it's a concept model, and this is the Igamos interpretation of the concept model, so it was never fleshed out or finished, right? Had he done that, I'm sure he would have tweaked it some more. I'm sure, because it doesn't look finished. Except that it is, because it's the Igamos version. But yeah, a D with a lot of potential. But yeah, it's all of it doesn't work. All right, anything surprise you on this list? Stuart?
Prometheus a little bit. Foley class, absolutely. Nebula class surprised me as well. Thought it'd be a little bit lower. The Horizon, expected to be an S.
Nope.
I could go through and a lot of these surprised me, I think. Most of them. I think you were just doing it to surprise me.
So good surprises, like I'm more fair and balanced, or just you thought I'd be a bit higher or lower?
No, I liked everything you said about each one, because I love the way you articulate what you're thinking about the ships.
Hey, thanks.
I know if I had some of these on my list, like I would probably rank them a little bit differently, somewhat. So
you would, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But I'm just gonna throw in one bonus one because I have to. This feels icky without, and I won't give much explanation because it's obvious. One slides. Galaxy class. No one said Galaxy class. Easy S. Yep, because it's like there are other S's and Galaxy is definitely one of them. It's weird and crazy and silly, but fuck is it nice in motion. And I've done God knows how many shots with it, and I've never not liked working with it, and it's great. And I love the details, and the models I've got are beautiful, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So I'd throw it in there because it's absolutely nice.
Excellent.
All right, and then tell us tomorrow's live because there is one and we know what it is. Because Olivia's birthday request.
I already mentioned it early in this live, but if people are new here, tomorrow we're doing AI ship creation, where you guys put in prompts for ships, and we got cool stuff like the Delphinus. It's really fun. We just pretend you're working at Utopia Planitia in a broken holodeck, so you don't always get the results you want, but there's some interesting stuff that comes out.
And it's great.
It's a good discussion.
It's great because you can literally say, combine the Foley and the Horizon or the Air Shuttle and the Delphi and see what comes out. And it's really interesting. So I've got good renders and it's clear and really interesting. And finish the poll. 83 votes. Is Sam biased in his Trek ship picks, or is he fair and unbiased? 65% say fair. Excellent. 35 say
good.
Biased. Even a little bit. Good. Appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Excellent. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow. And until then, he is Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
What was I doing? This.